Imagine a world where Columbus never set sail. A world where the first whispers of a new landmass reached Europe not from daring explorers, but from travelers on the Silk Road. What if China, not Europe, had discovered America first? This tantalizing question ignites our imagination and challenges us to reconsider the course of history. Instead of Spanish galleons, imagine mighty Chinese junks, their sails billowing with the dragon emblem of the Ming dynasty, landing on the shores of a continent yet unknown to the Old World. Picture, if you will, the awe of the first contact between two civilizations, separated by vast oceans and even vaster cultural divides. This is not merely an exercise in historical fantasy. By rewinding the clock and exploring this alternate timeline, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shaped our world, and the delicate balance of chance and consequence that governs the grand narrative of human history. Let's set the stage. It's the early 15th century. The Ming dynasty is at the zenith of its power. Its reach extends far beyond its terrestrial borders thanks to the legendary voyages of Admiral Zheng He, commanding a fleet of colossal treasure ships, dwarfing anything Europe could muster at the time. Zheng He embarked on 7 epic voyages. His expeditions traversed the Indian Ocean, reaching the coasts of Africa and perhaps even beyond. Zheng He's expeditions weren't mere voyages of discovery. They were instruments of Chinese power projection, showcasing the might and splendor of the Ming dynasty to the known world. His ships, laden with silk, porcelain, and other treasures, returned laden with exotic goods and tribute from far-off lands. Now imagine if the Ming dynasty had set its sights eastward instead of westward. What if, instead of rounding the tip of Africa, Zheng He's fleet had been caught in a westward current and made landfall on the shores of the New World? It's not as far-fetched as it might seem. The impact of such an encounter on the indigenous populations of the Americas is difficult to overstate. The arrival of the Chinese with their advanced technology, sophisticated culture, and imperial ambitions would have been nothing short of earth-shattering. The consequences, both intended and unintended, would have reverberated through generations. Would the Chinese have come as conquerors, seeking to expand the dominion of the Middle Kingdom? Or would they have come as traders, eager to tap into the resources and riches of this new land? The answer, most likely, lies somewhere in between. The Chinese had a long history of cultural assimilation and syncretism. It's conceivable that they would have sought to integrate the indigenous populations into their existing social and political structures, albeit with the Middle Kingdom at the apex. Section 4. A World Awash in Silk and Spices. The discovery of America by China would have irrevocably altered the course of global trade. The Silk Road, that ancient artery of commerce, would have extended across the Pacific, carrying not just silk and spices, but also the bounty of the New World. Imagine a world where chocolate, tomatoes, and potatoes were staples of Chinese cuisine centuries before they reached European tables. This eastward flow of goods would have had profound implications for Europe. Denied the riches of the Americas, European powers would have been forced to seek alternative routes to the east, perhaps accelerating the development of maritime technology and exploration around the African continent. The absence of European colonialism in the Americas would have had a profound impact on the development of the Western Hemisphere. The indigenous populations, while undoubtedly influenced by Chinese culture and technology, would have retained a greater degree of autonomy and cultural identity. Section 5. The mandate of heaven stretches afar. The political landscape of this alternate timeline would be vastly different. Without the Americas to exploit for resources and wealth, European powers would have likely remained locked in competition for dominance on the European continent. The rise of global empires like those of Spain, Portugal, and England might never have come to pass. China, meanwhile, with its control of the trans-Pacific trade routes and access to the resources of the Americas, would have been poised to become the world's dominant superpower. The Middle Kingdom, with its Confucian values and imperial ambitions, would have cast a long shadow across the globe. The geopolitical ramifications are truly staggering. Would a world dominated by China be more peaceful, guided by Confucian principles of harmony and order, or would it be a world defined by a new kind of imperialism, one based on the principles of the mandate of heaven? Section 6. Echoes of Empire. A world transformed. Even the languages we speak and the religions we practice would be different in this alternate timeline. Imagine a world where Mandarin Chinese is the language of diplomacy and commerce, spoken in the halls of power from Lima to Lisbon. Imagine a world where Buddhism, perhaps blended with indigenous American beliefs, is the dominant faith across the Americas. The ripple effects of China's early discovery of America would extend far beyond the realm of geopolitics and economics. They would touch every facet of human civilization, shaping our cultures, beliefs, and very identities. Would the scientific revolution have unfolded differently without the infusion of knowledge and resources from the Americas? Would the Enlightenment have taken root in a world where the intellectual and philosophical currents flowed eastward instead of westward? Section 7. A world kissed by the dragon. In this alternate world, the United States as we know it would likely not exist. In its place might stand a tapestry of nation-states, each bearing the imprint of Chinese influence, yet fiercely proud of their unique cultural heritage. The Americas, instead of being a melting pot of European cultures, would be a vibrant mosaic, a testament to the enduring legacy of the first encounter between East and West. The world, kissed by the dragon's breath, would be a place both familiar and strange, a world where the East, not the West, defined the course of modernity. This exploration of an alternate past serves as a stark reminder that history is not preordained. It is a tapestry woven from countless threads of chance, choice, and consequence. And while we can never know for certain what might have been, exploring these what-ifs allows us to better understand the forces that have shaped our world and to grapple with the enduring question of what makes us human.